Have you ever heard a sound in the dead of night that felt like a human whisper?
Welcome! Today we're exploring the science and mystery behind the sounds that haunt the darkness.
The world changes when the sun goes down, and so does our sense of hearing.
In the silence of the night, our brains become hyper-alert to even the smallest noises.
This is a survival instinct passed down from our ancestors who lived in the wild.
But often what we hear isn't a threat, it's a trick played by our own minds.
This phenomenon is called auditory pareidolia, finding patterns where there are none.
Your brain hates randomness, so it tries to turn white noise into familiar words. That's why a running fan can sometimes sound like people talking in another room. But physics also plays a huge role in the whispers we hear when it's dark. Consider the wind. It doesn't just blow, it interacts with everything it touches. As air passes through narrow gaps, it creates a phenomenon known as aeolian tones. These high-pitched whistles can sound remarkably like a distant, ghostly flute. Then there are the structural sounds of your own home as it settles for the night. Materials like wood and metal expand in the heat and contract in the cold. As the house cools down, these materials shift, producing pops, groans, and snaps. To a tired mind, a creaking floorboard can sound exactly like a footstep. Plumbing is another culprit, often making rhythmic thumping sounds. This water hammer effect can sound like someone knocking on the walls. Beyond the walls, the natural world is bustling with its own night shift. The scream of a red fox is often mistaken for a human in distress. Barn owls don't just hoot, they hiss and shriek, sounding like something otherworldly. Even small rodents in your walls can sound much larger than they actually are. Their scratching mimics the sound of fingers clawing at the wood.
Insects, too, contribute to the nocturnal orchestra with rhythmic chirping.
Modern technology adds its own layer of whispers to our environment.
Electric hums from transformers can create low-frequency vibrations we feel more than hear.
This infrasound can actually trigger feelings of dread or anxiety in humans. At night, sound also travels differently because of the cooler, denser air. A noise from miles away can sound like it's right outside your window. Throughout history, these whispers were interpreted through the lens of folklore. Ancient cultures believed the night was a time when the veil between worlds was thin. Stories of the old hag or night marchers were used to explain strange noises. These myths gave a face to the fear of the unknown sounds we couldn't identify. Every culture has a version of the whisperer that speaks from the shadows. Scientifically, we know that sleep deprivation can play tricks on our ears.
As we drift into sleep, we enter a state called hypnagogia.
During this transition, it's common to hear loud bangs or your name being called. This is simply the brain processing internal signals as it shuts down for rest. But for some, the fear remains, even with a scientific explanation. Psychologists call this the monsters in the closet effect, projecting fears onto shadows. When we can't see the source of a sound, our imagination fills in the gaps. And the imagination is much more creative than reality could ever be. Let's talk about how to reclaim your peace of mind during the night.
Understanding the physics of your house can demystify those scary pops.
Using a white noise machine can help mask the sudden, sharp sounds. It provides a constant auditory floor that prevents your brain from searching for patterns. Checking your home's insulation can also dampen external noises from the wind. By taking control of your environment, you take control of your fear. The whispers don't have to be frightening. They can be fascinating. Think of it as the world breathing while the rest of us are asleep. Next time you hear a creak, imagine the wood relaxing after a long day. Next time you hear a whistle, think of the wind playing a song on your house. Even the animals outside are just living their lives in the cool air. There is a strange beauty in the nocturnal world if we choose to listen. So don't let the whispers in the dark keep you awake with dread.
They are just echoes of a world that never truly stops moving.
Whether it's physics, biology, or psychology, there's always an answer.
The dark is not a void, it's a different kind of presence. We hope this journey into the night has helped you find some clarity. Knowledge is the light that chases away the shadows of fear.
Now you can listen to the night with a sense of wonder instead of worry.
Remember, the house isn't haunted, it's just living its own mechanical life. And the creatures outside are just the guardians of the moonlight.
Sleep well, knowing the whispers in the dark are just part of the story.
The night is long, but it is full of secrets waiting to be understood.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates. See you in the next one.